Welcome to mobilephonetraining.co.uk, bringing life to mobile communications.
Hi and welcome to mobilephonetraining.co.uk. We're here talking to you today about the LG KF700. This is a video tutorial about how to handle calls, how to make, receive, put a call on hold, access loudspeakers, switch on and off the DTMF tones, accessing the menu or the phone book during a phone call, that kind of thing. So we're going to show you all those kind of things right now in our call handling video. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, first things first, we know that you slide it up and you get a keypad on the screen. Very good. The big improvement here with LG is I'm going to dial my voicemail, which for O2 is 901. Now what you'll find is the great thing here is that whenever you go to dial a number, for instance, what happens is you get these options like call history or video call, as well as you get the multitasking menus at the top of the screen. But more importantly, what you do get is the ability to see whose number. It's got like a quick search mode. So you can dial any three numbers from any number in your phone book and it will find it for you, which I think is very, very good. Because I've already dialed my voicemail already, I can literally hit that button there and press call. Or I can press the sub menu key and I can make a video call. I can save the number, so we're going to show you how to save a number in another video. Send a text message to that number, or search all contacts. And I can hit search all contacts and it comes up with a person who has the digits 901 within their number somewhere, which is quite good. So here we are again. Let's dial 901. So then it comes up with a list of people. So we do that, we press call and we tap it twice and then it goes to make the phone call. Now as you can see there, it says keypad locked. Now let's say we wanted to put on the loudspeaker. So we tap unlock on the screen. Then the unlock, we didn't tap it there, did we? We tap unlock on the screen. It gives us the options to hold the call by pressing hold and it will vibrate in your hand. Word of warning, whenever you tap hold, and whenever you tap the unlock key, the handset doesn't give you a haptic response. Now we don't know whether that's because it's a prototype or whether that's going to be the finished variant. But just be wary, when you tap unlock like now, it doesn't vibrate in your hand. So don't keep on pressing it, otherwise you keep on putting your caller on hold. Now we can tap loudspeaker. Then you've got the loudspeaker function there, so you can tap that. The other alternative, so that's the loudspeaker. This one is to switch the mic on or off, which is very, very good. The other option is to use the volume controls on the side of the handset by scrolling upwards. So you can see there I'm using the side of the handset to scroll upwards and to scroll up and down, and it allows me to access the volume settings on this handset, or I can touch the screen whilst it's there. Entirely up to me. So again, it doesn't give you any haptic response. We just tap unlock and it unlocks the keypad for us. Now let's say for instance we wanted to go into the sub menu key and we can add a new call, and when it says add a new call, we can either choose to do conference calling if your network supports it, or you can make a new phone call. Entirely up to you. So let me tap that. DTMF off is basically I can press the keys now and the IVR system, which is my voicemail, won't recognize what I'm doing. It won't recognize it at all, which is I think is absolutely brilliant. This could happen to you. If it does, whilst you're in the phone call, press the sub menu key and then press DTMF on. Make sure that's on, so when you go into it, it will say DTMF off. So when it says DTMF off, you know that your dialing tones are on. Basically, if you're in an IVR system like customer services or voicemail, you can press various options and it will allow you to listen to those, which I think is very, very good. Let's turn that down there. So other alternatives, the other things that you can do is, if I press unlock, see, to resume the call, if I press unlock and then press the sub menu key again, I can go straight into contacts, I can go to messages, or I can end the call. Alternatively, whilst I'm in the call, I can press home on the top screen and it will take me back to the home screen if I wanted to. Choice is literally mine. If I tap the top of the screen anywhere, it brings up the multitasking menu, and I can see what applications I have open, and I can go into voice calls and just end the call. Choice is mine. So that's pretty much how to make a call, how to put the loudspeaker on, and how to use the DTMF tones, which is the thing that you use whilst you're in like an IVR system, customer services, press option 1, press option 2, that kind of thing. I've shown you how to access your phone book. The other thing that I wanted to show you is how to do video calling. So if you wanted to do video calling, I don't know if you picked up on it earlier on, I could tap here now and press video call, but unfortunately where we are here, we're not in a 3G signal, and O2 don't do video calling yet. So if you did have video calling, you could utilize that feature. Things like receiving a call, and when you receive a call, how to deal with that. Okay, we're going to make a phone call, and then we're just going to use another handset to call through to this one. So we're going to dial the number now, and what you will find now is what will happen on the screen is incoming call. I can tap on lock, it bleeps in your ear, and I can accept the call. So I can tap the sub menu key, I can release the active call and accept that one, or I can just press accept and it accepts the call, and I've got the 2 calls. Then I can choose to swap between the 2 very easily. So the multitasking on the front allows me to switch between the different 2 calls there. So you've got all that there. So we'll end the call there for us. So that's how you handle calls that are coming in and pop them in hold, and how you switch in between calls. Call diverts and things like that are accessed through the menu. So you have to go into the menu, then you go down to settings, then you go to not phone settings, you go to call settings, my mistake. Go into call settings, and then you've got call divert there. Now you can divert voice calls, and then you can choose which ones you want to do. So if you want to divert all your calls, you can go into it. You can enter divert number for O2. You can quickly just type in 901, and that will bring up your voicemail. Divert when busy. Again, the same thing. Or you can press search and you can scroll to a different person. The choice is entirely yours. So that's how you do call diverts. So call diverts is menu. Then you press the settings cog on the side, then you go into call settings on the screen, and then you're given a list of options within call settings as well, things like call waiting, whether you wish to have that on or off. It will say here requesting, and you can check the status of it by pressing view status, and it should come back by saying all voice call services activated. So it will tell you that the voice activation is activated. If you wanted to deactivate that, hit call waiting. It checks with the network, it comes up with the menu system, and you can choose to activate or deactivate. Just press deactivate to switch that off. Call barring, it's network dependent, so you can choose to bar voice calls and so forth. Common network settings are things like call reject, send my number, auto redial. What type of answer mode do you want? Do you want to slide it up, or do you want to just press any key? Do you want to have a minute minder on, which I think is quite good for those of you that are obviously monitoring how much it's costing you to be on the phone, or if you're using a phone card, I think that's quite a good feature. BT answer mode, which is actually Bluetooth mode. Do you want it to go through to the hands-free, or do you want it to go through to the handset itself? If I scroll up, save a new number. So whenever you have a new phone call coming from a number that's not in your phone book, you can choose for the handset to prompt you whether you wish to save that. Slide close settings is if you slide the handset down whilst you're in a call, it will end the call, or you can choose to continue call. And that's the first time I've seen that. That is actually not even on the KF600, which I think is quite like a very, very good feature. You got various things like call reject. Call reject is quite good. It was an old feature on Sony Ericsson handsets where you can go into call reject, switch it on, and then choose what groups or what contact numbers you don't want to receive calls from and so forth, which I think is quite cool and quite quirky. That's pretty much the call settings, how to make a call and how to handle all your calls on the LG KF700. This was brought to you by mobilephonetraining.co.uk. Thank you.